You can grab a seat. There's a couple of seats up here. There's some more seats over there. You just can come forward and we're going to get started. Can you get the smoke machine going? All right. So thanks all for coming out to DevTO tonight. This is our last panel of the year, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're really excited about the panelists we brought together, and we're going to listen to some really scary horror stories from the DevOps world. So, DevTO has been around for 4 years now, and these are the folks that organize it. So if you're ever looking for to present, or you're looking for jobs, just reach out to us. We'll gladly try and help you out. We're always looking for speakers. We book our talks 6 months in advance. So make sure if you have an idea for a talk, get to us as soon as possible. Code of conduct, we've launched this earlier this year, so nothing crazy in here. Just make sure, be nice to everybody, and don't get drunk, and don't set a flame on the fire. Don't step over the fire. If you need to reach us, you can sign up for the mailing list at DevTO.ca. That's where we announce all our discount codes, all our events, various partners in the city. Lots of great things happening here in Toronto, so make sure to get on that mailing list. The tickets for our events launch on the first Monday of the month. Everything is on Meetup. The videos get posted on the website, presentations as well. So if you want to go back and look at something you've missed in the past, make sure to check it out. The hashtag for the evening is #DevTO, and you can tweet us at DevTO. We also got a podcast that we started earlier this year. It's called The 416 Show. It's not necessarily a tech podcast, but it's all sorts of stuff from Toronto, and a couple of guys in Toronto talking about Toronto. So May 2016 would be our 5th year anniversary. So for our 5th year, we wanted to try something different, and we're going to do this 5-year 5K. We're going to invite a bunch of developers, designers, and people working in tech to go and run somewhere, probably Hyde Park, but who knows. So stay tuned for that, and make sure to sign up. And it's just 5K. You can walk it, you can run it, you can crawl it, you can do whatever you want. Code it, yeah? All right, so time for our sponsors. Creative Niche, they've got their Fast 5 tonight, so we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But before then, we're going to introduce Boyan here from Mercatus, and he's going to tell us about Brightlane as well.
Thank you. Okay, are we still getting pizza?
No.
You're not? This is it? Okay. Okay. So eat whatever you can. It's going to be a scramble. Okay. So first of all, I'll talk a bit about Brightlane. Brightlane is a co-working space. 535 King West, awesome, ultra modern, month to month. That's its primary bit of differentiator. So just check it out. You can go to brightlane.ca, scope it out. They do tours all the time. Moving on to Mercatus, I am the CTO at Mercatus. We're always hiring across a variety of roles. Incidentally, DevOps. Fortunately, I think is my head of DevOps still here? Alan, are you still out there? Okay, never mind. I see you, Alan. Anyways, we are actively building out our DevOps team. We have an awesome DevOps director. If you are keenly interested in developing your DevOps skills, we have an awesome coach and mentor. Be happy to introduce you to him either tonight or some later point in time. We're also hiring across the board, across developers. Our tech stack is primarily, we're getting some feedback, PHP, Ionic, Drupal, C++, and beyond that, I'm also a co-founder, it's not on there yet, of an interesting HR tech company called Forte. Who's hiring out here? Okay, cool. We have an awesome promo code. It's an awesome HR culture matching tool. There's nothing like this on the planet. God knows I've hired hundreds of people personally. I can personally attest to the fact that this is a tool that will help you hire a talent for your team. No question asked. We have a promo code. My co-founders are ideally out here in the crowd. Can I shout out to my co-founder? Okay. Okay. Co-founders, co-founders, there, wave your hands again. Okay, get the promo code from them. Okay, short Asian dude. Sorry, what was the code of conduct again? Yeah. And blonde lady. Okay. I'll pause there, and I'm wearing, I don't hire a-hole. That's compliant, isn't it? Sort of, on the cusp. Fringe, okay. I don't hire a-holes. If you're interested in a compelling role in an awesome startup, please come see me.
Awesome, thank you, buddy. All right, next up, we got George from Top Hat. Is George here? Yeah.
Just couldn't see me because of this beautiful spotlight here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to say that at Top Hat in the last 6 months, I don't have any horror stories and ops to tell, so that's probably a good thing. The Top Hat, we're changing the face of education. I'm not going to tell you about all the good things we do for developers, DevOps people, our test engineers, because we love them a lot. So it's a great place to work. I'm going to tell you what the company does. We're trying to change the face of education. Education, post-secondary in particular, hasn't changed in 100 years. You've always had a prof staring at a bunch of students, lecturing to them and drawing on a blackboard or drawing on a whiteboard or talking to a PowerPoint presentation or an overhead projector back when I was in school. So there's no reason why it should be so non-interactive, and that's what we're trying to change. And our company has a mission for that, and we're changing it as it is. We've got over 6,000 professors using our platform today with, I don't even remember, well over thousands and thousands of students. Almost in every university in North America, we have at least one professor using our software. So it works, it's good, and we're going to change things. So come, if you're looking for development positions, full stack, DevOps, anything like that, come talk to us, come talk to myself, or contact us on the website at Top Hat. Thanks. Yeah, we are going to try out your culture matching tool. I got a demo and I'm quite impressed, so I'll plug you for that one for sure.
Thank you. All right. Next up we have Adele from Design Co-Founders. So she's going to tell us about this awesome space we're in today. And thank you.
I've never had a spotlight this close, so sorry. My name is Adele Omar. I am the manager of business development here at Design Co-Founders. And for you who do not know who we are or what we do, we're actually a design studio located here in this office. We moved into this office about 3 months ago, so you're probably the biggest group that we've ever hosted in this space. So thank you again for hosting the last DevTO of the year here. We're really happy to have you here and to make so many great friends. We are a design studio. We help companies brand their companies, build their brands, build their logos, and also build their products. In addition to that, we actually have an education component where we teach design thinking for entrepreneurship and product development courses and workshops here in this space. And in addition to that, we actually host a ton of community events. So EdTech-TO, Design TO, and then we of course open our doors up to the general public to not only host events here, but this space actually is going to be a co-working space. So feel free to ask me any questions today. I'll be around all night. I'm really excited. This is going to be my first DevTO event, so super excited to network with you guys and hear about all your stories. A couple of housekeeping rules. Have fun in the space, but be respectful, because then we'll love you. And of course, bathrooms. So unfortunately, the building decided to have construction go on in their bathrooms on this floor today. I kid you not, it was like 4 hours ago. So we've got the 3rd floor bathrooms available to us. They're just right around the corner up the stairs, all right? Have a great night.
you, Edel. All right, so a couple of announcements before we jump into the Fast Five. Got Dementia Hack by HackerNest coming up next month, I think. So check that out. That's a hackathon to support, I guess, dementia research, supported by Facebook, the Canadian government. It was done last year by the UK government here in Toronto as well. So check that out. We have a full stack conference in November at Ryerson University. So code DevTO gets you $25 off. I think there might be close to selling out. It's sold out already. There we go. So you can't use that anymore. Too bad. You should have been here last one. Latest learning code. Latest learning code. CodeMobile fundraiser is happening. I think they're about just over 50% funded, so check that out. They built this truck and they're gonna drive it across the country and teach kids all over Canada to code. So help them reach that goal of 10,000 kids. So I heard about this a couple of weeks ago, the Toronto Tech Slack channel. So it's pretty crazy in there, but do check it out. It's everybody in tech in Toronto is in there, so a good time to kind of keep in touch with people in the tech community. And finally, the TAVS Consumer Electronics Show, we have a $5 discount code. It's 15JPN, and that's JP over here on the camera. He's speaking on Saturday and Sunday, I believe. So Friday and Saturday. So thanks for JP for doing the videos for DevTO, and if you're attending, make sure to take advantage of this discount code. So right now we're going to jump to Diana from Creative Niche, and she's going to tell us tonight's Fast Five.
Hi everyone. Oh my gosh. It's very bizarre to have it taped there. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about resume tips. So every month we talk about something else to help you in your career. So tonight, resume tips. All right. First up, just some general no-nos. A lot of you know this, but avoid putting pictures on your resume. Generally speaking, in Canada, we don't do that. No personal information like your marital status or political beliefs. Avoid obvious points like references available upon request. You really don't need that on there anymore. And make sure you have your contact information, because you'd be surprised at how many resumes I get with no contact information, and they're great, and I can't contact them. So next up, coding can be creative. Oops, creative got pushed off. But coders can be creative too. So check out different templates or things you can do online. I think that this is the smartest resume. It's a coded resume. I think it's hilarious. Or work with a developer or designer that you might know to make a really beautiful looking resume. Use visuals. So don't stray away from using icons or bar graphs to sort of show your level of expert in different languages. I find with developer resumes, because you have so many languages and because they're like C#, C++, HTML, all these things, sometimes the page gets a little bit cluttered and it's hard to read. So using visuals like this might help to just define it up a little bit and be more visual. You want to brag a little, especially if you're a junior or intermediate developer with some really hot languages, like you know what they are. You're in hot demand right now, so go ahead, pat yourself on the back, but make sure to speak to what you've been doing in each position. Be clear and concise about your accomplishments rather than your tasks. And then lastly, so you've got a creative, you've got all these things, great, but don't make it look too crazy. We're probably going to print it out as recruiters, so we want to see it nicely printed. And we don't work on beautiful Macs like you do sometimes, so we don't have the advantage of having beautiful high-res screens, so keep that into consideration. And that is it for this month. Thank you all so much. As usual, you can find us at Creative Niche on Twitter and me at Diana Fay, and go ahead and shoot me an email, diana@creativeniche.com, if you have any questions. Thank you.
So it's time to introduce our speakers, or panelists for tonight. So first up, we got Hani Fahim with the Tale of Korean Hackers. Hani is the CEO and co-founder of VM Farms, a 24/7 operations team and cloud provider. He has 10 years of operations experience both in building and supporting private and public cloud platforms, as well as Linux and OSS environments. You can reach him online at iAndroid on Twitter, and the folks at VM Farms at VM Farms. Next up, we've got Maria Hristova with the tale of a data center that went totally dark. Maria has spent her career in tech, moving between QA, support, dev, and operations, focusing on early-stage bootstrapping projects, both at startups and at large enterprises. She spends her days sitting on the edge of her seat, wondering what now, and living the unpredictable life of running a DevOps organization. Okay, next up is Lucas Fontes, the tale of the missing 1 million messages. Lucas is the chief architect at Yukon Games. He's a DevOps by day, top fragger by night. Lucas survived data center migrations, integer rollovers, bad NICs, and power outages. Currently, he is focused on microservices and real-time communications in Ruby and Go. Next up, we've got Ian Penny with the tale of the 3 evil rings. Ian has been working as a systems administrator and systems manager for over 15 years. He's worked at large companies like the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation and other enterprises through an IBM business partner, as well as over 200 startups from coast to coast. A few years ago, he realized infrastructure as code was the future, and so he began focusing on using tools like Chef, Puppet, Ansible, and most recently he celebrated his first anniversary at Neology as the lead of their infrastructure. Next up is Trudy McNabb with a tale of the legacy systems that just won't die. Trudy has been a mainframe programmer for 6 years at both the Ontario government and RBC. In January 2014, she decided to take HackerU part-time course in Ruby on Rails. After freelancing on the side for a year on various Ruby on Rails projects, she finally decided to take the plunge, quit her job, and took the HackerU full-time web dev bootcamp in January. Now she freelances full-time. Next up is Luke Reeves with the haunted VPN tunnel. Luke is the director of software engineering at the Score. He split his career between development and operations, and still trying to be somewhat involved in both. Luke enjoys working with the higher level languages and platforms such as Ruby, Rails, and Python, and he's a large proponent of leveraging the software to increase productivity and prevent people from reinventing wheels. Finally, we've got Steve Pereira, the tale of the exploding server room. Steve is a software delivery and operations specialist and an 18-year tech veteran, starting from repairing PCs through tech support to IT management, moving to eventually focus on large-scale cloud operations and developer workflow. He's worked with and consulted large enterprises and small to medium startups in areas like automation, continuous delivery, and deployment, scaling, and web operations. So that's our panel for tonight. We're going to do about 8 to 10 minute tales for each panelist, and I'm going to drive a smoke machine, and we're going to enjoy this night.